Hey there guys, it's Joel here from Aussie Chart Trends. Today's update is for Tuesday the 5th of February 2013. In today's update we're going to be checking out the S&P and then we're going to take a look at the Aussie 200. Before we do that, I just need to remind you that the website and this video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as any form of investment advice. I'm not a licensed professional. You need to make your own decisions regarding your investments. I'm just here to help anyone searching for a practical direction in today's markets. Alrighty, let's take a look at the S&P 500. In yesterday's video, we were discussing that we had expected some sort of weakness from this point because, guys, this rally, we were just anticipating that we would see a move down eventually, and it happened to be in last night's trade that we've seen that 17 or 18 point sell-off in the S&P. So, guys, we broke this red line. Now, where do we go from here? Well, expect now that we'll probably most likely come up and backtest either this blue line here. As you can see, this blue line acted as support once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, roughly 6 times. So I think that line there deserves a backtest. And if the S&P is strong enough, we may get just a nice backtest on that 1500 level before coming back down. So where from here? Well, let's take a look on the 30-minute chart. And we've been talking about a potential push down to around that bottom channel line here in the 1440s. So, guys, in the coming weeks, I think this week we're going to see a bit of a sell-off in the S&P 500, and I wouldn't expect that this red line here would hold up that strong. The reason being is this is a midpoint, this line, and it has had a few technical points to it, but overall, guys, I think that we will probably come down to that 1445, 1450 area, and that would be a nice healthy pullback for the S&P before heading any higher. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up the S&P. Let's take a look now at the Asx200. Okay, looking here on the hourly chart of the Asx200, in today's trade we've seen this bottom channel line break. Interestingly enough, the S&P 500 and the Asx200 are behaving fairly similar at this stage. We've both come down out of rising channels and we've broken our area now of support. Now the Asx200 has rallied on up to back test this area today. Now guys, the fact that we've had the back test, you'd expect now that we should see at least a move back down to challenge these last lows here. And that level there, around that 4,886 level, should probably most likely get taken out, and then we would have another area there of support just below around that 4,860 level as an area there of support. So guys, the fact that the S&P 500 is pulling back, well, we should now see a bit of a pullback in the Asx200. In fact, what I'm going to do from this point is I'm going to treat this yellow line here as a neckline to a head and shoulders top, because you can see here we've got a left shoulder, we've got a head, and we're potentially forming a very, very small right shoulder. So guys, what I might do is I'll just adjust this bottom neckline just down a little bit, and then we'll measure from the highest point of this pattern down to the neckline, and then we'll add that on to wherever the market breaks this area here of support. And we could expect then that we'll probably most likely see a move down to around that 4,791 area as a minimum expected target. Now guys, this little inverted head and shoulders pattern that we had over here, which boosted our markets up, this neckline here, this blue neckline, should put up a fight of strong support. So it'd be very interesting to see whether the Asx200 will blast through this area and act out as a head and shoulders top here. So guys, expect that we're going to see some red in the markets over the next couple of days, and if we do see that sell-off, well, we're looking at there a low of around that 4,791 area. And guys, just remember, these are minimum expected targets from these patterns, and I would like to see a bit more of a right shoulder form here. But guys, I think that the last couple of times that we've seen head and shoulders tops form in the S&P and in the ASX200, they have had funny looking right shoulders. So let's not be fooled by this market, and just be aware at the moment that the markets are pulling back. Alright guys, let's see what happens tomorrow. It should be a fairly interesting week on the ASX 200 and on the S&P. So guys, that pretty much wraps up today's market update. If you're watching this video on the 5th of February, I'd like to say thanks very much for subscribing to AussieChartTrends.com.au, and I really do appreciate it, guys. And if you're watching this video on a delayed basis somewhere down the track, well, just consider being a subscriber to the website. See you guys tomorrow.